Hello everyone, you've signed on for another great edition of the King's Castle. I'm King James, I'll be your host for the next hour of entertainment news, wrestling news, and whatever else you want to know. And here to join me as always is my reliable and crazy, fun-loving colleague, Mr. Blair Chopin. Blair,
good
afternoon.
Flattering introduction, thank you.
Now before we get started, I just want to take a brief moment to acknowledge and thank the great staff at Spectrum Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina for hosting myself along with the other local members of the WWE Universe for Monday Night Raw this past Monday night. You guys were amazing, and thank you to the WWE. You guys put on an epic show, which we will talk about throughout this broadcast. But thank you again. I gotta say, this has been quite a wild week. And it started with a huge blow-up, if you will, on Chris Jericho's highlight reel this past Monday night. Jericho had on as his guest Kevin Owens, the Universal Champion for the second consecutive week. But this time things didn't go according to plan. Roman Reigns comes out there and basically punks Jericho and Owens out. And he challenges Owens to a one-on-one non-title match, saying that if he won, he would get a title shot at Roadblock into the Line on December 18th, only on the WWE Network. But, long story short, Jericho tries to defend Owens. Owens tells Jericho to shut up, and he says he needs to fight his own battles, and then Jericho proceeds to leave the building, but then he gets attacked in the parking lot by Seth Rollins when he was trying to leave. So, my question to you, Blair, is this.
Hit me with it.
I mean, we've seen Jericho and Owens go back and forth all in fun for the past several weeks, but do you think this breakup is legitimate, or do you really think it's just a hoax?
That's a good question. Because I could see it either way. I could see them developing a rivalry here in an attempt to be good for both of their careers. But I could also see them pretending to be rivals and then really going after someone else. So I don't know what to tell you. What do you think?
I just want to mention something here. The only reason I say it could possibly be a hoax is because after that attack went down, Kevin Owens did give an emotional interview and say that he is concerned about Jericho's safety.
In what way? Why is he concerned?
Because even though they had a fight, they're still friends. I mean, in his eyes, and it's natural for people to fight among friends, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out, and if Jericho's really trying to throw everybody for a loop, because I can confirm that Roman Reigns was victorious in that one-on-one non-title match. So therefore, the main event for Roadblock into the Line will be Roman Reigns challenging Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship in 2 weeks in Pittsburgh.
Ooh, yeah.
Live on the WWE Network.
Tropical Pittsburgh in December.
Now, I gotta say, just based on what we've seen on Raw this past week, I gotta give the edge to Reigns because it's obvious Kevin Owens' head is not in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of this?
Well, does Kevin Owens' head not being in the game? Has his head really ever been in the game? Isn't that a fair question?
Well,
he's kind of an out there guy, right?
What do you mean? Like, do you think he's just showing up with Chris Jericho for spite, or
no? I'm just saying, like,
you think he's a loner?
What do you consider his head being in the game? Because I think he's always been kind of out there.
I mean, I think
he's always been crazy.
I think he's a little too concerned about Jericho's injury, or else
you're saying he's just a little too distracted,
right? Because otherwise, he probably wouldn't have lost his focus during the match with Reigns on Raw this past week.
wasn't there potential too, if he is actually mad at Jericho, that he could channel that into upsetting Roman Reigns? Or is there a chance...
And then eventually turning on Jericho?
Or is there a chance that they have a reconciliation in this match, and that Jericho interferes and helps him win the match?
Could be. That's why I said it's a hoax. But we'll soon find out. But anyway, in another...
What do you think about that? I mean, do you think that's kind of a weak main event?
Well, not really, considering that nowadays Jericho, Reigns, Rollins, and Owens have now become kind of the mainframe guys on Raw, considering that some of the bigger guys like John Cena, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and all those guys are now on SmackDown Live. So this could be interesting. By the way, speaking of John Cena, I have some interesting news regarding him. I have discovered, and it was broken via the WWE Network's news feed last night, that John Cena will host Saturday Night Live next week, December 10th. That's a huge coup for the entertainment side of the WWE as far as I'm concerned. But when we come back, I want to...
Wait. This has to be discussed a little bit more, because it's not just about the entertainment side of the WWE. I mean, I'm sure they like someone promoting their brand on a huge network and everything, and one of America's most well-known shows. Yeah. But, at the same time, does this mean John Cena's starting to transition?
It could. I mean, he stayed away for 5 months with that shoulder injury hosting American Grit for Fox, and then he did
this.
Then he did the ESPYs and the Teen Choice Awards, and now he's doing SNL.
And I like John Cena, and I think he has the personality, but I don't think he's The Rock. Like, I don't think he can, like, carry...
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't think he can, like, carry a show or carry a movie. I don't think he's as gregarious, fun-loving.
Excuse me for a second here, Blair, but I'd like to remind you of something. During the course of John Cena's career, he has starred in, I think, 4 or 5 different movies.
And did any of those do well?
Yes. The original Marine did very well. In fact...
Who still talks about the Marine?
That's WWE Films' biggest franchise. In fact, the Marine...
It's WWE Films. It's not Pixar or DreamWorks or a big film company. It's WWE Films, which is basically the wrestling equivalent of the Lifetime Network.
What?
So I'm just saying, like, he's not The Rock. Like, The Rock can carry any movie, any type of movie, and you can put him in there and it'd be fine. And I like John Cena. I think he's a good person. But, I mean, I would be shocked if, like, people are tuning in to see the John Cena host a daily show.
Well, remember, John Cena's also been a correspondent for the Today Show on a couple of occasions as a substitute co-host.
It's still not an equivalent of The Rock. I think The Rock's the biggest star in the history of the pro wrestling.
Between him and Stone Cold, absolutely.
Yeah, somewhere between those two.
But
I think John Cena's best bet, if he goes in the entertainment, is to do some show where because he's a very charitable guy.
Well,
some show that has to deal with charity.
You know something? It's funny you bring that up because I want to mention something for the benefit of our viewers. I got an email here recently from the WWE Network, and you subscribers probably to the network already know about this. They recently asked for a satisfaction survey, and I personally think that the WWE Network in and of itself is doing great, but there's one thing missing. They don't do enough shows as far as their originals to get back to the fans. So therefore, I think if Cena were to do anything, he needs to do something exclusively for the network, like maybe their own game show.
I don't think that's a terrible idea. I just think I think Cena wants to be, like, on network TV. Like, I think that's his end goal.
Maybe.
And I hope it works for him.
We'll see.
We'll
see. And by the way, for your network subscribers, if you do get the email that I was referring to, the survey in and of itself takes 5 minutes. It's not that hard. So make sure you check that out. But anyway, when we come back, we're going to talk a little more about the mainframe storylines from this past week's Raw, so stay right there.